If you're looking for a full review of the Social Prospector Pro, you're in the right place. In this video, I'm going to talk about the free bonuses we have if you decide to purchase through our link. We're going to talk about actually going through the VSL together and about the software so you have everything you need to know to decide if it's a good fit for you. And I'm also going to do a quick run through of the software itself so you can see it live in action. So you're welcome to skip around at the bottom if you want to jump to any of those parts. But we're going to go through all of that in this video. We'll come back and do the bonuses that you were going to get at the very end. So let's start by going through the page. Then we'll pull up a clip where I showed the software, and then we'll come back and talk about the bonuses. So if you're not familiar with Social Prospector Pro at all, this thing is an unbelievable help if you're trying to grow on Facebook. Now, on my main YouTube channel, which is just called Jake Thornhill, you'll see I've done so many videos recently on Facebook. I just recently got monetized. I'm cranking out like 70 posts a day because it is unreal. I'm growing my YouTube a ton from posting on Facebook. The amount of leads I'm getting, the amount of traffic I'm sending, and eventually the amount of money I'll make just from Facebook as well is unreal right now. So because it's such an incredible opportunity, I heard someone suggest and recommend that they use Social Prospector Pro. So I came and tried it out, and it has lived up to the hype 100%. I originally got it because I was transforming my personal account into more of a business account, and I wanted to eliminate a lot of the friends that I've always had, and it takes forever to manually do that, and this software basically did it on autopilot for me. But that was just the beginning, as I found out this can do so much more. So we'll kind of watch some of the VSLs together, see what they say about the product, and then I'll give a little bit of insights from my experience, how I would recommend using it and what I've seen so far. So I'll have these sped up a little bit. I'll go like times 1.5 just to make sure you can all understand it.
Clara. She's an affiliate marketer who is looking for a way to generate laser-targeted traffic and leads 100% free on Facebook. Her sponsor tells her about a brand new software that she's been using as her secret weapon called Social Prospector Pro to close sales daily and manage all of her organic Facebook marketing needs. So Clara decides to sign up for the $1 test drive, and within minutes, her software is downloaded and she...
By the way, we'll talk about that in a minute, but it's so nice. I mean, you can jump on this thing for $1. I think what they do is it's $1 for like a 3 or 7 day test drive. And then if you give a testimonial, you can get all the way to like a 14 day test drive, which is a great opportunity just to test it and see if it's a good fit for you or not.
She's ready to get results. First, she wants to clean up her friends list, so she uses the deactivated profile tool to find all of the disabled accounts that she had been friends with for years and had...
Definitely one of the best ways to use this at the beginning. You would not believe how many deactivated accounts are currently on your friends list just sitting there that you can get rid of with a push of a button.
No clue that they were just on her friends list taking up space. Within moments, she removes tons of bad profiles from her friends list to make room for more potential prospects. But she doesn't stop there. She also wants to filter her friends list even more by removing people who haven't engaged with any of her posts over the past 365 days. So she uses the inactive scanner to locate friends who haven't liked or commented on any of her posts. But she also goes a step further and uses the conversation filter to scan for people she hasn't spoken with over the past year as well. She is now left with a list of people who have shown the most interest in what she's promoting, which is...
So that's the core of what you're going to get. Is you are getting people on your friends list and followers who actually care about what you're talking about, right? So what we're going to see in the software is, first of all, you saw the scan feature. So you can go through and see people who have engaged with your content, who have commented, who have liked, who you've DM'd, all these things. And then they become your active followers. And those who are inactive, there's a lot of options of what you can do. You can message them and say, hey, I see you haven't been that active. I've got to make room for more friends. Would you like to stay on the list, or are you just not interested in my content anymore? You can do it that way if you want to begin conversations with people. Or you can just get rid of them and then target, which we'll see in just a second, but you can go target people who are your exact ideal avatar, your exact ideal customer, add them to your friends list automatically, and then engage with their content, right? So we'll see how that can be done here in just a second.
Of course, teaching people how to trade stocks. She watched the training in her back office and realized that her perfect customers are all hanging out in stocks trading for beginner groups. So she joins as many...
So, right, like you're going to be able to go into these groups, find people who are engaging in content, and automatically siphon them. Again, you know that they are your ideal client. You're going to be able to grab them. You know they're engaging in content already. Now they're going to see your content. They're going to engage in yours. You're going to grow. And for those who don't engage in your content, you just remove them as friends and then bring on new people. It is unbelievable how powerful this is.
Groups as she can, and uses the member friender tool to automatically friend request members of these groups. She also knows a few influencers in the stock market niche and begins targeting their posts as well to friend request people who have engaged with their content.
Like, look at that. You push one button and it just goes through and starts adding them for you.
These people are
this
serious
takes
enough.
So much work if you've tried to do this manually.
to join groups and engage with posts about this topic, then there is a high chance they will buy her course. She begins to fill up her friends list with her perfect prospects one by one because she knows that the money is in the list. Her list is growing bigger and bigger, all while generating sales daily because every time she posts, it's only being seen by her perfect customers. While Clara grows her list daily, she is also completely automating her Facebook organic marketing. For example, when she wants to make her posts more eye-catching and stop her prospects from scrolling past them, she uses the fancy text tool. This allows her to make her font stand out, generating more clicks, leads, and sales. She loves that she can segment her friends list and send mass messages based on how long she has been friends with her prospects. Now, Clara is building her brand and decides to create a Facebook group to deliver even more value to her customers and potential clients.
If you've ever wondered how people DM at scale, this is how, by the way. The ability to just message everyone who has reached out or who you've added in the last 7 days all at once is so powerful.
She uses the group inviter tool to invite friends that are in other stock trading groups to come out and join her group as well. This way, she knows that every person that joins her group is without a doubt the perfect prospect for her. Clara is now overjoyed because not only is she generating leads and sales on a daily basis, but she also uses Social Prospector Pro as her social media management tool, routinely removing dead leads.
So I would say, I assume this software was originally created for groups back when Facebook groups were really, really big. And obviously, if you have groups, it's a no-brainer. But it's even more powerful now with how much traffic Facebook is sending to normal profiles. So yes, you can do it for groups, but if you're trying to get followers onto your account and we're just introducing people to our content nonstop on autopilot.
Only friend requesting people who live in the United States. Only friend requesting people with things in common with her. Sending out segmented mass messages. Automatically loving her prospects' posts. Auto-replying to comments on specific posts. And much more. Imagine speaking to a crowd of 5,000 people who all had a problem that you could solve. That is exactly what Social Prospector Pro does for you. It allows you to create that crowd so that every single time you post content on your timeline, you know for sure that it's being seen by the right crowd 100% of the time. Join Clara and hundreds of others who are using Social Prospector Pro to transform their Facebook profiles to lead generation machines without spending a single dime on ads. Sign up now and start getting results in your business today.
All right, so that's the basic rundown. You can see the plans here. Again, you have the test drive option. So you have all your pro features. You have the bulk audience builder tool. The pipeline is really cool, so you can segment off like where people are as you're having conversations with them. The post engagement broadcast lists, and then so that's gonna be a lot with your different messaging options. I personally have the premium plan, but I mean, just depends on what you need, right? So here's a look at it live, and then I'm also gonna flash over and show you a look of me in the software.
700 likes right there. Let's go ahead and siphon these people.
Let me pull it down just a little bit. I always listen to things on times like 2.5 to 3. So I know everyone's not used to that, so I'll slow them down a little bit.
I'm making this video because a lot of people have been asking me, okay, I love Social Prospector Pro, but can it work for any niche? And the simple answer is yes. It works for any niche. It doesn't matter what you're selling, but the most important thing is you have to know who your avatar is. And for those of you who don't know what an avatar is, that's just your perfect customer. And so what Social Prospector Pro allows you to do is step in front of those people by siphoning those perfect prospects out of targeted Facebook groups and from targeted posts. All right, so look, I'm gonna just go to Post Friender. I'm gonna click on Open Facebook Window.
So that's inside the software.
Some of you may not know, you can basically treat this like your main browser. Just make it full screen. And I'm gonna give an example that I've given a couple times over the past few days. So say, for example, if I sold dog food, and I got to think, okay, who needs dog food? Of course, dog owners. So how can I pinpoint those people? Where are they hanging out on Facebook? So luckily, Facebook has thousands of groups, and, you know, they allow us to peek in.
It's such a massive hack. If you can identify exactly where your customers hang out on Facebook in the right Facebook groups, you can just permanently have people who are proven to engage on this type of content and that you know, like today, like this content because they just like this post.
And see who is hanging out in what group. So my first thought would be dog lovers, okay? So go up to Facebook, type in dog lovers, or you can type in dog owners or whatever and see what groups you come across. This particular group, I think it has like 50-something thousand, I think it's like 57,000 people in this group. But even this page that's connected to the group, that's almost 200,000 likes on this page. So you can go through this page, you can go through this group, and you can siphon all of the most active users inside of these groups. Because
look, so he just pulled up the people who engaged on the most recent post, and there's a button right up here at the top that says stop and start, and it is just automatically going to start adding them. And one of the really important things too is it understands Facebook isn't going to like spam, so it will pause between adding friends. It'll only add so many at a time, and you can change those settings. But I think it recommends like up to 100 friends a day can be added, and maybe just spread them out a little bit.
You know, a couple of things. They love dogs enough to join groups about them, and then also they're actively engaging by liking these posts. So 9 times out of 10, they have a dog and they're dog lovers, right? It's just common sense.
I just think about this. If you're in my boat, if you're trying to grow your followers on Facebook, so we know that you get paid based on engagement. If you get engagement, you're going to make more money. If you get engagement, it's going to get sent out to a broader audience, which in turn is going to make you more money, drive you more traffic, all these things. It's all about engagement. So you're telling me I can go find people who are engaging with this type of content literally today, 5 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago, an hour ago, and I can pull them into my world, show them my content, give them the opportunity to engage with it. And for a week, if they engage with it, awesome. I've got a new person in my world now, whether they follow me, whether they follow, get my lead magnet, whether they follow me on YouTube, whether they end up buying my high ticket offer, whatever. And if in 7 days we say, oh, they didn't engage with my content for whatever reason, it's my ideal customer, but they didn't like connect with me on these posts, whatever. I can go in and say, all right, 7 days, who are my inactive friends? Let's remove all them, and then let's go do it again. The ability to do this and get in front of your ideal customer is unbelievable.
So you go click start, and you start to friend request all of these people. So that's 2,000 people who like that post right there. 900 people right there. So say today I friend requested, 300 people. And out of those 300 people, say 50% approve me as a friend. So now I have 150 friends on my friends list. Say I do the same thing the next day. Say I do that for 10 days. That's 1,000 plus people friends with me now. So say I do that over a month. That's 3,000 or 4,000 friends that I have now. I'm almost capped out at the 5,000 limit that Facebook allows. And so what's going to happen at that point is two things. You're going to be getting profile traffic from these people who says, who is Rodney Stokes and why is he friend requesting me? They come to your profile and you have to make sure your profile is set up to convert those visitors into clicks. So you got to put interesting content that you know the avatar is interested. Yeah, simple stuff. Interesting content that you know the avatar is interested in. Make sure you have a banner. Make sure you're putting valuable content. And giving value is easy when you know what that person is interested in. And every single person on your friends list, you should know what they're interested in because you're siphoning them from groups that they've shown interest in, right? So every single time that you post and you create content, you put it on your timeline, you know 100% of the time is being seen by your perfect customer. So just imagine how powerful that is. If you were inside of an auditorium filled with 5,000 people, every single time you said something about your company, you know that it's no better person that can hear it, right? That can hear your sales pitch. That's the whole concept behind what Social Prospector Pro allows you to do. And so like I said, this is just one example if you were selling dog food, right? And there's thousands of groups that you can go to. Let me go to this page. Okay. And like I said, the cool thing about it is not just groups. You can do it on pages too. Boom. Almost 700 likes right there. Let's go ahead and siphon these people, bring them into our world. Once they are on our friends list, we know exactly who
Groups,
are seeing our
pages,
ads.
just
and then from there, you just continuously, you just stay
you can
consistent.
go to
Just put
profiles.
stuff, about your company, about your offer, about your business.
Doesn't matter. Okay, so now what I want to do is I'm going to pause for a second. I shot a video. I actually use Social Prospector Pro at my other work computer. This is the only computer I use for filming. So I shot a screen recording. I'm going to show that to you so you can see directly inside the software, and then we'll come back and talk about the bonuses. See you in a second. All right, I just hopped over to my other computer so I can show you what Social Prospector Pro actually looks like inside of the software. So here, this is going to allow you to scan your account, your posts, the replies, the comments, the engagement, and this is going to be able to give you a lot of insight for the other tools. So you can do the last 7 days, the last 14, the last 30. So because I had never done it, I needed to do the long option. Thankfully, when I first started, I didn't have a ton of posts, but they say if you post a ton, you can, this could take a day or two because obviously it's going through so much stuff. And one of the biggest things I like about Social Prospector Pro is it's aware that like Facebook does care how long you do it, right? So it'll take occasional pauses. It'll stop for a while. So it makes sure to balance everything. So Facebook doesn't get like overwhelmed and decide to ban you because of so much activity. So that's why it'll take a little bit of time, but you'll start just by scanning. From there, there's a lot of things this can do. I really have only begun to start using all the features. The first one, the one that I've used the most is inactive friends. So I was switching from my personal to a professional account and really just wanted people who cared about business posts. Most of my friends from high school, college, church, all these things, they didn't give a rip about my business posts. So if I really wanted to get engagement, I needed people who cared about this. So I needed to inactivate a lot of my friends, and it was taking forever to do it manually. And that's the first thing that made me find out about and be really interested in Social Prospector Pro because you can do it so fast. So I removed hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, probably 1,200 plus friends at this point. And it's already making a huge difference. Now, it'll let you know every single section has these little tutorial videos. You can click on it, and then this will come up and give you instructions for that page. But it basically said don't go any more than 300. Try to remove like 200 to 300 a day just to be safe on Facebook, which I really appreciate. They're super subconscious or super conscious about what Facebook's okay with and what they're not. So all you have to do is come here, go to 100 per page. I just like to have more. You can obviously do any. If you're deleting a lot in bulk, you can click this. That selects everybody, and then just remove selected, and they're all gone. So another thing you see here is friendship dates. So you can click this. I actually did just before this, and it will load when all the friends were added. So I can go to like my oldest friends. Here's my dad, my mom, and these are some of the oldest people I have on the account. So that allows me to, because I mean, had like a lot of high school friends, so they were all back here. And this let me quickly go through the list that way. There's also an option to safe lock. So you can see over here, I have both of my parents. I had this little button turned on. I could click it for Dan. And then what that means is if I select everybody, they don't get selected. They're safe no matter what. I figure I should probably do that for my wife as well. So people, you just want to make sure that they don't get deleted. You can do that. And every time you open up the app, that'll stay so they never get deleted. So really cool feature there. On top of that, there's also a deactivated friend. So everyone who doesn't have their account, I need to go ahead and do that, but I'm not going to do it at the moment. Friend requests, there's so much here. I mean, I'm really just getting into a lot of these features. So this is going to go through posts and help you find friends. So what we're really wanting to do here is you can go to your homepage on Facebook. This will go through every post and it will find people who have engaged on other people's posts and send them friend requests, right? So that means we're only sending friend requests to people who are likely to engage. Now we can set how long we want to go between requests, or that's how long between. We can set the maximum number. We don't want to do more than 100 a day. We probably break this into like 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20. And then you can also toggle on so it's only those with mutual friends, which is not a bad idea. Member finder. So I haven't used this one. I think this is the same thing, but for groups, I assume. And again, what's really nice about this is every time you want to go in and learn it, there's a separate tutorial video for every section, which they do a really good job of. Cancel sent requests. I really need to do this because I have a massive amount of these that need to be canceled. Incoming request remover, same thing. So cancel pending incoming friend request that you've received. And then audience builder tool. So this allows you to get a CSV file of Facebook profile URLs and create a list of easy audience building. So then it'll go in and do it on autopilot in the background. So a lot of messaging tools too. And again, there's so much I need to dive into on this software. I just wanted to show you kind of all the back end. So this one will allow you to send campaigns across big portions of your audience. You can create multiple templates and assign tags. The mass messenger, this is awesome. The fact that you can go in, and it might be in the next one. Let's see. Friend connection. So you can only do the people added recently. That's really cool. Number of friends to message, and then how much time between those messages. I think it's the next one. The broadcast tool that allows you to segment it out some. So you could do friends, you could do people who are inactive and you're thinking about deleting them, but you just message them and say, hey, I saw you've been inactive. Are you interested in staying on my friends list? If not, that's okay. I'll go ahead and remove you. You could just send it to people who are engaging on your content and then try to just tell them about whatever offer you have. There's so many options of what you can do here. Build custom friend lists and so on. If you have a group, there's some things here, how to manage members, group remover, and group inviter. Fancy text tool. So what you can do here is actually bold text. And obviously, this is stuff that like you wish was built in, but this can make your post really pop. I actually did this one with, what did I use? ChatGPT made parts of this post bold, but you can just use the software to do it instead. Again, it's very nice. Go through and engage on people's content. Again, this is just a lot. It does it on autopilot, so you don't have to manually doing it. If you're trying to grow on Facebook, this is just such a no-brainer. Invite them to the page, reply to comments. You can also have a pipeline of people, and so you like search somebody. So organize and track your Facebook leads seamlessly. That's really, really cool. So again, there's so much stuff here. I'm not going deep diving into all of them. If there is one that you want me to deep dive into, let me know in the comments, and I'll be more than happy to do this. Hopefully it was helpful. Welcome back. Now let's look at the bonuses really fast. So if you decide to buy through the link in the description, it's going to take you to this page, and then you click this button to go actually purchase the software. If you go through this button, you get all these bonuses 100% for free. We're actually always adding more bonuses. So what I typically like to do is when I see people really excited about a software, I'll begin to stack more and more bonuses because I just want you to win. Like I want when you buy through me, my bonuses to make you win faster and easier. So hopefully, I know for a fact that these will do it, but we also might continue to add. It is very common that there are extra bonuses when we send them out. Once you complete your purchase, you're just going to email me at info@jakethornhill.com to get these. So bonus number 1 is the 30-day high engagement content calendar. I might also include one of the strategy session videos I'm working on right now, because right now I am putting out a massive amount of volume on Facebook. Again, I won't talk about it in this video. You can go watch my main channel, Jake Thornhill, about the Facebook content I've been putting out. A lot of days were between 60 and 75 pieces of content. So now we have a lot of data of what is working on Facebook. And obviously, if you can't put out 70, you can't. I think a lot can, and they're just not utilizing AI strategically. So we'll talk about volume, but we'll also talk about how do you just form a plan so you can consistently post every single day, never run out of ideas, make sure it's always ideal for your ideal client. And by doing so, convert your clients into customers. Sorry, I've been a little sick if you can't tell. Bonus number 2 is the Facebook group launch and monetization mini guide. Now, if you were all in on Facebook, a great thing to do is to start a Facebook group. I mean, this tool is going to allow you, again, to en masse be inviting people into your group. It's going to help you manage it like Facebook won't allow by themselves. So Facebook groups aren't for everybody, but it's still to this day one of the best ways to keep your audience in a single place and communicate with them consistently. It's an area that I've been a little weaker on. I ran a school group, but I wish back in the day when Facebook groups were just launching really heavily, I would have been more invested here. It is still one of the best strategies out there if you want to build deep relationships with your clients and hopefully convert them into more and more deeper down your funnel, but also build deeper relationships with them. Bonus number 3, the keyword prospecting blueprint for niche groups. Now, one of the big things when it comes to groups is understanding how keyword marketing works to make sure you're showing up high when people search for your group niche, right? So if you're a dog lover, how do you make sure you show up in this highly competitive industry, but especially in niche groups? How do you form niche ideas and groups around it? That's going to be bonus number 3. Bonus number 4 is the high converting Facebook Live script template. We're going to do both the Facebook Live and the Facebook DM because these are two just incredible ways, again, to deepen the relationship with your customer and convert them, whether you're doing it over live, whether you're doing it over DM. Again, we're just thinking through what are ways that we need to be talking to them, because what we've done with Social Prospector Pro is we have brought people who are, first of all, our ideal customer, but also incredibly engaged on Facebook. We want to be communicating to them. So we can do that with live, or we can do that over DM. The Fancy Text Tool Masterclass. Guys, I'm sorry, I'm so stopped up. It got really bad the last few minutes. My apologies, we're about to wrap up. The Fancy Text Tool Masterclass is going to show you the best way to be using that to pop out on your timeline. The ability to use bold, use italics, use underline when no one else is doing this is so powerful. Again, you're going to pop out because you're doing something that no one else is doing. So we'll go through the best use cases and how to be most effective with it. So make sure you go right here when you complete your purchase. Email me at info@jakethornhill.com so you can get access to all these awesome bonuses and I can help you win in your Facebook journey. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again very soon on the next video.